Hi, by far, the most common question that I get is how to manage credit cards, right? And it deals with credit utilization. And it goes into how much of my credit card should I use, or should I pay it off, or should I, pay it all off at the I'm going to cover all of that. And the other question that I get often is how to calculate your credit utilization. So in a completely judgment-free zone, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to use your phone or a calculator to calculate the different percentages so that you know the maximum that you should be using. Okay, so that'll be useful at the end. All right, so as far as dealing with your credit card, people try to game credit cards. All right, you have to stop, and I'm begging you, stop gaming your credit cards. All right, it is super simple. Credit is so simple, and people will complicate it or do things that they shouldn't be doing all the time with it. Let me break it down. The most important thing for you to know is that there are two dates, two different distinct dates when you're talking about your credit card. There's when your payment is due. Never miss that due date. There's no such thing as a little bit late. Do not miss that date. The second date that you have to understand is that credit card will report to the credit bureaus on a separate, unrelated, uncoupled, no way correlated whatsoever with your payment due date. That is where people get in trouble. You have to understand this. This is absolutely critical. When that credit card company reports to the credit bureau, can be any single day in the month, unrelated to when your payment is due. Knowing that will help explain why some of you don't understand why when you get your credit pulled, you're like, that's not what I paid my credit card off. Okay, here's your scenario. You charge up your credit card and then you pay it off every month, all right? When you pay it off, you think it's a zero balance. It's going to report a zero balance. It does not. Let's say that it's due on the 5th of the month and you had $500 on that card and you had a $500 limit, and you say, well, I had it maxed out, I'm going to pay it off. You pay $500. In your mind, it's a zero balance. You turn right around, in the next 3 days, and you charge up another $300, or even in the next 5 to 10 days, you put $300 on it. That credit card company might not report your balance until the 25th of the month. On the 25th of the month, you've got $350 on there. Even though you pay it every month, your balance is $350 because that is what was on there when they reported to the credit bureau. This is why you do not game. This is why that advice of charge up your credit card and pay it off every month is stupid. Stop it. This is super simple. Never use more than 30% of your available balance. Okay? And again, I'm going to show you how to calculate this. The sweet spot is supposed to be 5 to 10%. Your credit score and how they look at this is an algorithm that nobody knows. Stop trying to game it. You cannot. Manage your credit. Manage your balance. Manage your credit cards. Pay them off every month. Don't game it. Don't overthink it. Do not use more than 30% ever. The sweet spot is 5 to 10%. That's where it's supposed to be. And you can experiment with it because every single month that portion of your credit score will change. So again, credit monitoring companies are always wrong on the FICO, but they monitor, and you can see based on the balance how that may shift up and down, and then you can experiment where is the sweet spot for your credit score. Okay, because it will raise it. Whether it's accurate or not, it will still have movement. Okay, so you can do that, you can manage it. So don't use more. Make the payment every single month. Don't overthink it. Manage your credit. Keep it around 5 to 10% of the utilization if possible. And then also never exceed 30% if you're trying to build your credit score. Okay, having said all that, let's talk about how do you calculate that. Okay, so I've got my phone here and I'm going to just pull up my calculator. Simple calculator. So let's say that I have let's say you're using your build a credit card and the maximum is $200. So I'm going to type in $200. Okay, and then I'm going to hit times 30, and and I'm going to hit the percent button. Okay, and then equals $60. All right, so 30% of 200 is $60. That's how you do the percentage. Let's say you have 500. Okay, a 500, I type in 500 and then times 30 and then hit the percent button and then equals $150. So on a $500 maximum balance, available balance, I should never have on there more than 150. Now, if the sweet spot's 5 to 10%, then if I'm looking at, say, a $300 max, right? 300 times 5% equals, 300 times 5% equals 15 bucks, right? Talking about gas or groceries, all right? So you could see how to calculate it. 10% super easy, if it was, 300 or $200 balance, 10%, so times 10% is no more than 20 bucks, all right? So you can see it's not a lot for the sweet spot. Your 30% balance isn't very high either. So with that in mind, if you're keeping that low, all you got to do is put some gas or groceries on there, make a little bit more than your minimum payment every month, and then when you're done, and you make your payment, maybe go get gas again or buy a little bit of groceries on there, and that way you keep your utilization while you're building your credit. Okay, once your credit is high and it's all built and you've got credit history and everything is good, then you can pay it off, every month. Keep a zero balance and just leave it. Leave your credit cards open. Remember that. Okay, I hope this helps. Hope I don't have to answer this question too much anymore. Or if I do, I'm just going to refer to this video. Utilization. Don't game the system. Keep it low. Build your credit. Manage your credit. You'll be all right. Until next time, it's all for one and one for all.